Hi everybody, welcome to session 42 of Season 2 of Forgotten Genesis. I delayed the session by about an hour because 12 minutes prior to our start time, I started to get a migraine from hell. And I've spent the last excess of an hour trying to remedy said migraine. Somewhat unsuccessfully. That said,
did we try the peppermint oil yet?
oh, way ahead of you.
Sounded like your dad said we ain't got no weight.
I'm about to spoil this child.
So also right now for the stream side of things, while no sounds are reduced on my end using Wavelength software, I've reduced the volume of nearly everybody because sounds are pain and lights are agony, so
Vanastra says
reduced
just tell
sounds
the
and
migraine no.
clip-on sunglasses onto my prescription glasses.
Vanastra said just tell the migraine no.
I wish I could. It would save me years of problems. Hey, look, Corgi.
If you are being robbed, just tell the robber no. It cannot legally rob you without your consent.
Dog.
Dog.
If it's consensual,
That
it's
is a
not
very
right.
as a face of a very good boy. Oh my goodness.
Girl.
Very good girl.
Most likely a girl.
The beautiful puppy.
I has no idea because Megan is muted. But all I can think now
Oh,
is
it's a very good face. Oh my god.
anybody else thinking of Doug?
I wasn't, but now I am. Thanks.
Doug is good boy. Yum, yum. It's all
My
little
gosh, that is a very expressive dog. Mlem.
Yum. Okay, I know we all have ADHD, attention deficit, hey doc. But let's continue, Joe.
Yeah. So as
Yep,
far
yep.
as those recaps, I'm solid. Inspiration dice there. If anybody wants to offer any more details, that would be appreciated. And then I've got the roleplay question lined up because the natural 5 on the roleplay question list is a little. I'm gonna be honest. It may be easily answered as a yes or no question, but to give it a little more depth, I'll also add a contextual why. So, while Kenny is busy providing loves to the corgi, we'll move across the camera list for now while she's decompressing with
That dog.
the sweet animal. So.
That
Given camera
arm
order, we'll
grab.
start with Avery. Does your character have any biases for or against certain races? I will specify fantasy races. Skin tones absolutely are not in the discussion here.
I'm not enough. I don't have enough of the world knowledge for the D&D races. I know that I know several of the very common races, but He would probably have some kind of bias towards some of them.
Like which ones?
I don't know.
Improv.
Well, he's
It can
got
be for or
mixed
against.
feelings. He's got mixed feelings on like Illithid.
As most people on this ring would.
I mean, maybe some hive-minded races he wouldn't be too comfortable with.
Understandable.
As well as any races that tend to kind of shut themselves off, kind of harden themselves.
Okay, so socially abrasive peoples as well as peoples that basically engage in a social collective, so to speak.
Guess, yeah. Basically, his thoughts on a race or a person stem from how easily can he read them.
So not too likely too keen on Ceramorphs, probably not too fond of the Thrakreen. And in terms of abrasives, maybe not the most fond of Drow, Shadar-kai, folk like that. And probably a good number of Gith.
Yeah, Gith are what was coming into my mind, but I don't know enough about them to say for certain if that one of them. The only thing I know about the Gith are what I've seen in the limited amount of Baldur's Gate I've played.
That's fair. All right, inspiration die for that. We move it on to Piper. Any biases for or against another fantasy race in the material rings?
No.
Races.
None whatsoever, because she doesn't understand the concept of hating an entire race of people based on the actions of a few.
I
It
didn't
makes
specify
no
hate,
sense.
I just said biases. This could mean.
Well,
maybe
you know what I
creative
mean.
assumptions.
She has no biases because she looks at each person as an individual, just as an individual, not that they are a part of their huge ass community that could done something. If you are an evil person, you are an evil person. That doesn't speak anything about the rest of your race. If you're a good person, you're a good person. But again, that still doesn't speak anything about any of the other races or of the race. So hers is more of a, I don't like you if you're evil, but if you're a good person, we could chill.
Not
Yeah.
even any medical biases, being a practitioner.
She probably has gotten her hands again with a lot of books and a lot of knowledge, so she could probably still treat everybody, but she still treats them properly. So long as they're not being a dick.
If he's kind of in that same boat, if he can judge someone as not evil, then no problem. But sometimes he can't judge people. Sometimes they're shut off or too chaotic to read. So then there lies the trouble.
Piper's more of a, if you're gonna be a dick, I'm gonna be a dick back, and you're not gonna like me. I'm the person healing you, so you may want to shut the fuck up.
Dungeons and dick measuring contest. All right.
Yeah, that's Piper.
Fair
And,
enough. Inspiration die
Megan,
there.
Megan is black screen. Or black
Shits and
screen.
giggles will say, does Bruce have any biases for or against certain races of the rings of the area?
I'm gonna answer as him real quick. What's biases?
Assumptions.
What's assumptions? He has no concept. He doesn't know that exists.
Preconceived ideas.
he has no concept. Like Piper knows it's a concept, understands the concept, doesn't understand why it has to be a thing for a lot of people. Bruce is like, concept? What's that?
What's an idea?
What's an idea?
Bruce, the anti-great old one, with terrifying physical manifestations of ideas. What?
Didn't he just try to poke Meninda's eye because he just could not understand the concept of Meninda? He's just like, I'm gonna poke this eyeball because it's looking at me funny.
Which one? There are thousands. But either way.
That one specifically is looking at me funny.
Biblically accurate Menidna.
It
Well,
just
he is
is
biblical.
Melinda. Alright, then we go ahead and we move forward to Jan.
Shannon.
And I suppose Xanon and Ravik in conjunction, since they do share a soul in a sense. Any biases for or against other beings and races?
Absolutely.
Chachaz.
I would say I like other dragon folk, dragon type people. Elves are okay because they live for a long time, and women are attractive.
I mean, you can't argue with that. He's right.
You can't argue with that.
And I would consider, or my character would consider, everyone else to be inferior.
Alright, Xanon could never have a Twitter account.
I kind of like elves because they know what they like and what they don't.
Depends on the elf.
Pretty much, yeah. But like, they're also not gruff and tough. They just kind of live their life, usually the way they want to.
Yeah. Alright. So with that answer of, as Venestra so eloquently put it, dragon racism, you get your inspiration die. Which, to be fair, is a behavior that's somewhat canonical of dragons in general anyway. Most of them do have a superiority complex.
Mm-hmm.
Which, given their, like, even default output of strength and power, it's not an unfounded superiority complex at all. So, to the next half-dragon in the grouping. Any inherent biases for or against other races or peoples of the material rings? V has a bias towards shorter races.
Oh, well, fuck me, I guess.
But no, she doesn't dislike any particular race or species, etc. She only cares if someone is evil or bad.
Megan, you're muted. I think her phone may be about to die because it froze right as she unmuted.
Hi. I'm getting my
Hi.
computer on. You hear me?
Oh,
I can hear you.
there it
She is
There
8
it
foot
is.
2, and the amount of times she's encountered doors that she has to bend through is too high. Okay, so
Oh,
yeah,
she's
has a
gonna-
bias
she-
against just generally
Short
people
doors.
shorter
Racial
than her.
architecture.
Racial architecture. Well, she's gonna love Angel and Piper's houses. They have huge roofs. Huge
Yeah, I can't do
doors.
doors because all of her parents are taller and
Laughs in shape.
they don't have any type of racism.
Either way, you get your inspiration die for the answer, which is understandable.
Huh?
Anestra has a Gandalf in the Shire complex. Fucking
Okay.
smacking his head
Well, I
right up
kinda
against the
like-
rafters in Bilbo's house.
That also happened in Star Wars with Yoda's house, and I love that that is such a common thing that's
Also,
kept
how many
in.
times has she picked up Angel? Well, does she
True,
take a
but
liking
Angel is
to
designed
Angel?
to be picked up, and
It's also
people have not done that tactically in a very long time.
'Cause
What are we
we
talking
haven't
about,
gotten
me?
into a fight where I could throw her. We haven't gotten a fight where I could throw her in the mouth of something big.
Her character is very much designed for the fastball special.
hey, true. But a deadly fastball special. It's called, Cloud of Daggers.
Look at you short
Side of
king.
somebody's
Good old
nostrils.
comically accurate Wolverine.
To be
Shut up.
frank, Amir's been riding on V's shoulders.
Yeah. So, now with the rotation around and no longer being muted. Guinea.
Mm-hmm.
Roleplay question. We'll start with Angel.
Yes.
Does she have any biases for or against certain races of the material rings?
No. She actually has a fascination for every type of race. Which is why she married a changeling.
Everything from the 30-yard dash to the marathon.
Yep.
Exactly. And back again. Another Bilbo reference. But just
Nah, Eternal Angel would be in and out again.
Not wrong. Not wrong.
Exactly.
Okay.
Bad.
Soon. Soon, bro. Say no,
Okay.
bro. See tomorrow, bro.
And of course the question
No,
for
you know
Violet.
how it works.
What's the answer for Violet? My God.
Violet doesn't have any preconceived notions, even like demons and that kind of a thing. It's all about how you react to her.
Not even
She's a little upset
perhaps.
with her own race at the moment because of how they've been treating her family. But
Does that count as a race? I thought that that's more like a monster. Than a
It's more of a
race.
transformative thing, but Hexbloods do kind of get hag adjacent. And they are a race you can play.
I mean, she doesn't have problems with hags either. She's friends with one of them, so I mean, she doesn't really have preconceived biases. My characters usually don't.
There are a few
It can even be
So I have one
biases
character
for a
that's
certain
very
race rather
against-
than against. So I
Like
also
you
turn
like a-
No, I mean,
the question toward kobolds.
she likes kobolds, Joe. There's no problem with kobolds.
Okay, so there's a bias for kobolds. Again, for or against is a specification with that phrasing.
I mean, that she's biased about all of them. That would mean she doesn't have one. She likes everybody. I mean, she's a dog. Like, if we're gonna be honest, she's literally dog character.
Alright, so
so
if
literally-
V and
oh,
Bruce were in the
Can-
same
can we
session,
have
would they
a
spend most
player
of it
race
sniffing each other's ass?
she seems to really like to interact with the player characters. Can the player be a race?
Yeah, she does like interacting with the other players.
It's a race
lot.
to the campaign finish line. Some go the hare route, some go the tortoise. Some go for a shortcut and somehow end up in Utah.
That's one I've never heard of.
Or Wisconsin.
I have seen a
Oh,
like
Wisconsin.
actual race between a hare and a tortoise, and the tortoise does in fact win.
That's hilarious.
Let me guess, the bunny keeps getting freaked out and runs the wrong
He
way.
keeps getting distracted. The bunny does.
So, are we ready?
We're ready, as long as my pain level holds out.
Oh, I got a message. Amber.
will say thank fuck that I'm wearing these shades right now. Because especially the pain right behind my eyeballs is, something else.
Well, I'm asking Dusty for an update on the Nugget. Remember, her nickname is Nugget.
So everybody
Hello?
gets their inspiration die for the thinly veiled "is your character racist?" question.
Piper, no. Bruce, the fuck does that mean?
Violet, are they evil? Do they hate me? I don't care.
Don't
We
care.
will say FCG was racist against birds.
Who's? Wait, what?
And it was funny as hell.
He's dead, Joe.
Yeah, that's some face
I don't think FCG is coming back. I don't think
didn't-
FCG is coming back to the
I
campaign,
didn't say
Joe.
anything about returning characters, and there's always the chance of any character returning based on how the player feels about it. But either way,
Who is FCG?
critical role stuff.
Fresh cut grass.
Oh, okay.
Ever gonna be able to leave?
Never,
my
father.
arms back.
Never, father. They are mine now. You knew this once you adopted me.
I mean, yeah, sure did.
Put a hand.
So, again, everybody gets their inspiration die. And as I recall, as the orgy was settling in, everybody was getting ready, I believe, to have...
Talk to stupid boy.
How does our movement system test do?
Test?
Yeah, we
Bow,
use
chicka,
the
bow,
movements. Yeah.
Roll me a Tinker's tool check, and then we'll see how that pans out when we get around to your turn.
Also,
I would love to, except this creature isn't. Let me see if I can roll some digital ones.
Hey guys.
I am lost. Liquid cord for dice. Anyway, I have no idea what's going on.
New things to experiment with are always super fun.
Now listening to ASMR bag crinkling.
Would this count towards progress on Tinker's tools proficiency?
Since this one's just a check and not an actual craft, no.
Okay. And what is it again? Kind of roll
Nothing
is
new
it
on the
again?
nugget.
Also because it's still the same in game day, if only barely. at
What
this
kind of roll is it?
point. Intelligence.
Just flat?
Yeah, since you don't have proficiency yet.
Is your phone being a dick?
Oh, well, that's not great.
Maybe.
I'm gonna use an inspiration. That's better.
It's a good thing
All right.
you got one today.
I've got like 16 of these suckers.
I have 4, which means I'm back to an even number. Hell yeah!
But anyway, it's a soft 20. And I need to go deduct that from my count.
Gotta refresh the calendar app, repaste the calendar information. It's
I make more coffee.
And scroll back down to the appropriate month. There we are. Coming up on the very evening of the 26th, I believe. Coming up on the 27th, which will be the second to last day of that month.
Wait a minute.
I don't usually like to have a single in-session day stretch across multiple sessions. Usually I like to have multiple in-game days happen in a session, but health has been fucked. So pace on that one's been a little bit slower than I like.
Nobody's blaming you, Joe. Hell, no one's even upset about it.
The 4th of next month is going to be interesting.
You get to play Heart as Fuck?
No, the next upcoming festival is actually Festival of Knowledge, which is a nice little 4-day stretch. But that's not for another...
Avery aces every trivia.
That won't start for another...
Because he
2
can
weeks.
check the answer from the person asking.
Funny. That's if they don't wear a ring of mind shielding, because
Good point.
everybody would try that. Taking y'all with me while I go wash my pumps.
Yeah. The Festival of Hadisfak is a month after that, which is in the month of Esmir. But the month you guys are going to be going into will be the month of Atticast.
Maybe he's asleep in the playpen on the leave for me.
Which, I'm sorry, I misspoke. You guys are not in autumn, you guys are in spring. So, either way, still similar weather conditions.
Mild weather.
Yeah. Which also still teeters between being tolerable and cold as shit.
Because of the location.
Yeah.
I mean, we're at this, what, north, south?
Aren't we still in the snowy cold place?
Are we ready?
Yes. I mean,
Yes.
been ready.
This is
I just needed to load up
Yes,
the
we're
calendar, which
kidding.
I haven't done.
Yeah, we are. Okay.
It's now the 27th of whatever it was.
It's coming up on the 27th. There was the orgy that was happening, and then whatever you guys were going to do to settle in for the night.
I still have no idea what's going on.
Orgy was settling in for the night. That's fair. That's right. You guys all did make separate checks
Yeah.
for settling in for the night. Great.
The main event. Let me catch Amber up since she isn't quite up to speed.
By all means.
The main event that happened last session was a.
I remember the Star Elf thing.
Oh.
I do remember that.
That was almost all session. Avery worked on his.
And then Shannon started an orgy.
Yeah, Avery worked on his craft, and they checked in on the mess that happened in the main room with the Star Elf, and then he tried to join an orgy but got rejected. That's it.
Wasn't allowed to screw, so went back to tinkering with screws.
Oh no, he's still screwed.
Just a different one.
It's a
Oh,
different.
yes, that's right. You decided to go softcore with,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's how we were testing it.
Oh,
So that's I'm kind of confused why you're making me do a tinker's tool, but I guess it's like just
Oh,
to
wait.
maintain it.
Yeah, so in terms of testing the function and making sure everything's working properly, this is going to be Tinker's tool to be able to read kind of what the machine's doing while you're
Yeah, that's
in
what
the
I
middle
kind of.
things.
That's how I worked it out in my head.
Yeah, it's basically trying to apply mechanical knowledge while in the midst of
Yeah.
stuff. So,
With that be said, it could also be a wisdom. Rather than intelligence. I don't know.
not for machinery.
Okay.
Yeah. I would say that would apply if it was more of a druidic thing where you've basically created a living plant exosuit, that kind of thing.
Okay.
If it was more of a conjuration than a construct.
It's not.
Yeah.
So it's not my turn. We gotta do Angel Violet.
Yeah, Megan, are you there?
You're muted.
I'm here.
Your indication. So, I believe both
I'm trying to
Nick
get
and
food 'cause I haven't had
Angel
any.
and Violet and Halcyon were fucking. Oh, wait, Violet and Halcyon didn't
In
quite.
different rooms, not in the same room, Joe. Not in the same room.
Well,
Always in the same
obviously
room.
not.
It's not so obvious with this group.
Besides,
Apparently
doing
it's
it
not,
for two
considering
sets
Vanessa.
of characters that you play would be the equivalent of masturbating in front of a mirror.
Said, oh right, I
Violet, Joe.
forgot.
Let's start with Violet. Start with Violet.
Sure thing. Ah, yes, and there was that incredibly important nugget of wisdom. People are naked under their clothes. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you are absolutely correct. So, starting with Violet. Amira was selling toys to Nick and Halcyon. That's right.
Hold on. I'm gonna move into a new here because they're talking.
Yeah,
They're
bit of an
loud.
awkward subject matter to start things off with when your parents are in the house, isn't it?
Yeah, very, very awkward.
Here's how your
real quick while
make-believe
she's
characters
getting-
spent the night.
Okay, I'm here. I'm here sitting on the couch. Let's go ahead and go here. Let's go. That's also not. That's not okay, Joe. I know where you're
You
going
are
with that. Not
technically
okay.
a mage for both characters, I think, so it would be considered a casting couch. I'm sorry, that was a bad joke.
Jesus.
Man, no. You had a choice to stop. You know that, right? You had the choice. You could have chose to do that.
There, you got it. You got it, baby. Oh, you want up here?
Okay,
She wants
the
up
dog
here.
is barking at the bullshit, I get it.
I guess I'll ask this generally to the group.
Want some ice? Okay, I'll get you
To
some ice.
coffee or not to coffee? That is the question.
I answered you. I said roll some fucking dice.
Always coffee. So, Violet and Halcyon are waking up next to each other in the middle of the night.
Vanessa put Violet is barking because Bear's barking.
You know what? That's fair.
That's awful. It's awful.
That
Be
would
nice
be
to say.
a building quaking bark.
No,
the size of Violet.
That is Arkham. That is what is
Given
it? Artemis.
That, given
Artemis.
that Violet is a
That's Artemis.
barbarian, I feel
No,
like
that's
Violet...
Artemis.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
It's Artemis from the hallway.
that's fair. Given that Violet is a barbarian, I refuse to believe that she does not do the Rottweiler purr. If you know what I'm
I
talking
have never heard of that. And
When
now I
Rottweilers are
sounds
happy,
like a
they
growl.
growl. They sound like they're about to bite your face off, but they're happy.
You go outside?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get you outside.
It's
Everyone to
confusing in
outside.
the same way
It's called
that
the Roddy Rumble.
Yeah.
that's another one for it. Yeah.
Roddy Rumble.
Okay, are we ready, Joe? Joe, we're talking about it. We're not continuing with the story. We're talking
I'm also.
around the topic.
Yeah, my brain is a little bit looser, like a ping pong ball, just because I'm
Sorry.
got
I will try to keep us on track instead of doing the opposite.
Of a shitload of pain. So I'm a little bit bouncy at the moment. If that
People
makes sense.
switch my headset.
Okay.
Headset I can't hear. Okay. There we go. I couldn't figure out where my headset's sound was at.
Okay, so Violet is waking up next to Halcyon. What's going on, Joe?
Did you get your performance check out of the way last night with the Halcyon engagement?
Yes.
Right.
He's being talked at.
I'm waiting for the bear. They're talking in the other room, so I'm asking you to tell me what's happening, because I'm gonna have to keep moving.
Well, I'm not going to give you a play-by-play of what he's doing to you.
No, I need to know if there is doing the cute thing when the guys wake up and start playing with your hair thing.
Oh, well. As the morning reels around.
We're not waiting till morning, remember? We were only going to be gone for a couple hours and then get back to work. Everybody else was going to be doing something.
Okay.
No, Violet would wait till morning. Violet sleeps in, because Violet's not going.
Especially given Violet's newly refreshed condition of a passenger inside of herself. Yeah, she is sleeping.
She doesn't know that she's pregnant yet.
Halcyon
But
has
that
said
is-
it to her face.
She does not believe it. She has already said that. Violet does not believe it. She is in denial.
They're nowhere near that river. So,
Saying Avery,
Well, so
Violet
look over
beat
Halcyon
Avery
like
to
5 more
obtaining a
minutes. Just 5
Mecca.
more.
What Mecca?
A baby.
Oh,
She's building a baby. Or she's building a body. You're building a body.
okay.
Just in different
Okay.
ways.
Yeah, it didn't register at all.
welcome to Build a Baby Workshop, where you provide the stuffing. So,
She looks over Halcyon. Just 5 more minutes. Just 5 more minutes. It'll be great. You're fine.
you sure? Halcyon is playing with your hair with one hand, and the other hand is just going in this sort of calming swirl over your belly.
Don't be weird. There's nothing going on.
Are you certain?
Oh my god, you have morning breath.
Why are you so keen on refusing the possibility?
I'm letting you know that she smelled his morning breath, and this whole thing is like, nope.
Fucking press
Nope.
the digitation, ma'am. You got
Red is a barbarian, dude.
She can't press the digitide.
Oh.
But he can.
To be fair, they are in the right environment to get some icebreakers.
Joe, looks over Halcyon. Everything's fine.
Yes, it is.
No one said anything today, yesterday. We're fine.
Okay. Why are you so resistant to the idea?
I want you to think this through. I'm being targeted by a hag. You think if there's a possibility that I'm having a child, that is a huge threat.
It's more than a possibility. A past possibility.
I am not. I'm letting you know she's gonna stay in denial. I'm letting you know if she gets up from the bed, him saying that, and the first thing she's gotta do, I gotta throw up. I've got to throw up. Don't follow me.
There's a
Up to my
bucket
hair.
next to your side of the bed.
Don't piss me off.
Okay, where is there? That is.
If it's not true, then why, when I do this, as he touches your belly again with healing hands, and you watch as the magical energy doesn't spread around and flood through your body as you're used to it feeling like that, but it goes into your belly and coalesces in a singular small spot. Why, when I
Stop.
do this, does it not spread around you?
Halcyon,
Violet?
I'm gonna say this red.
We're not in a session.
I don't care.
It applies outside of sessions.
I'm letting you know that she shifts.
We're going to have to talk about it at some point.
She runs through the hall. She runs out of the door and she runs through the hall. I'll do the best I can. That's where I'm gonna leave Violet, so.
And on to Angel. As morning has come.
It's not morning. They have a thing to do.
As the middle of the night engagement is ongoing.
I'm letting you know it would be an alarm clock that would go off at a certain amount of time.
And I will be back.
What are Angel and Nick doing in the middle of the night rather than sleeping right now?
All sorts of things. All sorts of engagements.
Shits and giggles will roll a sleight of hand for Nick. With a natural 20, I will say mobility is not much of a factor for a lot of it.
Great.
They enjoy
him or for me?
themselves.
Are indeed.
They enjoy themselves, and I will say this. Venestra and Amira are 20 platinum richer, as some new materials are currently being utilized.
Okay, I'm letting you know that as he pulls her down from whatever position she's in as the thing rings, stop! The thing, you promised when the thing rang that we would stop. I have things to do.
I did say we'd stop.
Fish to fry.
I could fry it. That's true.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
Hey, you said it.
Take me down.
To the ball game. No, okay, I got you. You are freed of whatever the nature of your imprisonment takes, and I will allow whosoever's watching to use their imagination.
Okay, as she's doing that, I'm letting you know, as she gets down, she presses the nerve, which makes his back completely twitch and his body go sideways. And I feel like his balls are crawling up back into his body.
Really?
Don't push me. Making me late. Making me late. Doors unclosed.
I'll count that as 3. Gets it after
Count it as
recovers
whatever
and
you
gets
like.
on some proper clothes.
Count just whatever you like. A bigger fish to fry.
Oh, I'm sure.
Question is, do I want it over easy, well done, or cracked sideways? As she pulls out the book on ghosts that she has for nervous systems.
I think we ought to go poached or scrambled.
I like the way you think.
I'm surprised
But I
you're
don't
able to think right now.
I'm letting you know I'm gonna give it where she's got the wobbly walk. And we're fine. Everything's
No, you rolled a high enough performance that you do not have any conditional impediment to movement.
I know, but it's the starting impediment of feet touching the ground. And being bow-legged for 2.5 minutes.
For the briefest moment, Angel imagines if this is what it's like to be a plasmoid.
I can't feel my feet. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Fine. She's gonna walk out and see if Amira's finished the runes.
Everybody was fucking. Nestra and Amira have not only had time to finish the runes, but refine them.
Okay. Are Vanestra and they're in the room already? Or are they still busy?
Amira would just be sprawled out on the floor, yep.
You okay, Amira?
Yes, the walls are thin.
We have crystals for a reason, but I don't think it works anymore for either of us.
Well, hilariously. Yes, the crystals are there. B, this being an Arctic bunker of a manor, for insulation alone, the walls are actually quite thick, but you guys are just that, passionate, I will say.
Look at that baby. Oh my god, she just did. Look, guys, look, this is what I'm looking at. Look.
Oh.
Oh, bear, oh, bear, oh, bear. What do you want? You want some ice? Ice? You want some ice? Yeah, there's a girl. There's a girl. There she is. Look at that girl. Look at that girl. Look at that poopala. Oh, poop. Oh, oh, oh. So expressive. So expressive. Oh, so beautiful.
How Violet acts with Halcyon on Wednesday nights.
So cute. So cute. Look at her.
She's trying to tell you something.
Are you trying to tell me Timmy fell down in the well? No? Okay. You want some ice? Yeah, there we go. She's a good dog. She's a good dog.
All right, we got sidetracked. Where were we?
That's
Sorry.
a completely
Cute face.
fine sidetrack, frankly. 'Cause
The
that's life
energy
being
she gave us.
It's fine. It's just that dog has derailed us so many times today.
That's not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing. It's
I would
just
put
a
it in the
pattern
same
I'm
acceptable
noticing.
category of your cat doing the same thing.
Yeah. So, Angel's going to. You got ice right there. Finish your ice. Gotta get my coffee. You've got ice and I got coffee. Okay. So, go get your ice. There's another piece of ice right there. Miss Bear. Right here. Look, there's another piece of ice right here. You don't want it?
Mistress says the runes are done though, so we can do this whenever.
Angel's looking at her like, okay, here we go. There's some ice in the water.
Okay.
Angel's
I
going
will
to
say
take
this
out
above board as a
one.
DM.
Huh?
I will say this above board as a DM. Given what the entity is that you are going to attempt to displace, within the context of the story, doing this alone is a bad idea.
wasn't my plan to do it alone, Joe.
Yeah,
But I
this
don't have
is
enough
the
mushrooms for
approaching
everyone.
the elevator in the arena fighter, and it says, "Are you sure you want to approach this level section without the rest of your allies?"
Here. Okay, one more time, and then we're going to bed. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if to mention the above board side of that.
There you go, bear.
It's one of the few times I allow metagaming in this game, which is when I.
What is she trying to do?
Well, I'm trying to go back in time to the one he was about to leave type thing and separate him from his host and put him on another host, like maybe like a rock.
Who's he?
The
Who's him?
ghost guy.
Ghost guy.
So above board, the entity
Oh yeah,
she's
yeah,
trying
yeah,
to
yeah. The
distribute-
shadow that was attached to the star elf.
Yeah.
Ghost man mixed sparks.
Right, and you'll say it was like an old BBG or something.
Yeah.
That's the reason he's still around. There has not been a quote-unquote proper or traditional encounter with this being in the 4 years that you guys have been playing this game. So,
Amir, I had a question. Before we do this, by any chance, can you help me revive this mimic thing that y'all found in the abyss? Just a thought.
they're typing.
I'm hoping
Nicodemus
to
probably
reply-
walks.
Alright.
What'd she say?
Amira yawned, eyebrow raised. I can try. No clue how I could, though.
What mimic thing are y'all talking about? I don't remember a mimic thing.
I'm letting you know I gave him the address. Joe, did he show up during the night? We did give him the address.
The pet.
The magnificent,
Tantor?
marvelous.
Let me double check the exact alliteration for this guy.
Oh my god, you're so freaking cute. I don't get to see you very often. I'm just gonna let the entire stream and just enjoy this because this is so beautiful.
Nestra says, I'm surprised you aren't reviving them yourself. Those magics seem to be more your wheelhouse.
Yeah, but because it's an outer world entity, she wants to do something. The outer world from her might be a more ideal situation. Look at that bear. Oh my gosh. Look at those eyebrows. Hi. Hi, Neil. You want to play?
She come up.
It's not playtime, baby girl.
Why she come up?
It's bedtime. Yeah,
She
but
says,
Daddy said it's bedtime.
I can't get up with my little stubby little legs.
You want up here? Okay, let me get you up here, okay? Up. You gotta get up. You gotta try. Oh, bear. Ugh. There you go. There you go, bear. He's my bear. Yeah.
There we go. That's a happy dog.
Come here, bear. Come.
Look at that. He settles in.
She's a girl. It's a
She's
her name is
right.
Cool.
He settles in. I'm sorry, but with a name like Bear, it just, my brain automatically goes, boy.
Miss Teddy Bear, Miss Teddy Bear.
Boy.
Miss Teddy. Oh.
I'd never
Wait,
met
okay.
a female dog called Bear until today.
Name's Teddy, but they call her Bear because she looks like a teddy bear.
Teddy's also a boy name.
Yeah, Theodora is not a boy name.
Theodora, you said?
Theodora.
Yeah. Anyway.
Theodora, yeah.
What do you want? Ooch, no. Is Timmy in the well? No. Okay. Does Mr. Parks need you on the school bus? Is Miss Frizzle calling? Okay. It's a good thing to know Miss Frizzle is calling you. I'm slightly jealous. I'm very jealous that you get to go on the school bus and I don't.
Oh, you got a bear attack on you.
You ready to go? Come on, let's go outside then. Come on. Come on. She's being a butt.
Yeah,
She just wants attention.
I can't even remember where we were. I would
I remember where
tell
we
them to
were.
focus.
I remember where we were. We were in the middle of me asking Joe if he was looking for the magnificent guy.
Asking because they have to jail.
Are you going to talk to the bear? Because the bear keeps interrupting the game.
Hey,
You're so spoiled.
the reason she wants you is because you've been giving her attention. Okay. Has this girl eaten?
I ate.
Okay.
I just got coffee.
So that I can put up all the.
Let me go put the bowl away.
Put everything up.
Playing D&D. Waiting for Joe to get the alliteration of the magnificent, marvelous menagerie thing. That's kind of what the name was, Joe. The magnificent menagerie.
It's a whole thing. I'm trying to find it.
So sorry, guys. It's just like I wanted us to get pets. I was trying to get this done last time, but then we got sidetracked with stupid Starboy. And since Teddy is here, I was like, we need to get pets. It's a beautiful baby. I'm gonna go lay down this bear.
Close the door. Come here, Blake. Right here. Calm there.
I'm free. I feel like that character from, Hunchback of Notre Dame. I'm free. Want some vitamin C cookies? Y'all are jumping to the bit for this. Vitamin C cookies. Because you cannot digest vitamin C.
Genies can get scurvy.
Yeah, they can. People were like, they can't get scurvy. Have you seen their bones?
That's one of the first things you learn as a guinea pig owner is that you gotta feed them the vitamin C or else they'll get scurvy.
People are like, they don't need vitamin C, they're just animals.
Yeah.
Animals are humans.
I think you've only had a pet rock. If you like,
I don't think you did your research if you decided that that's what their lives are. Sorry, I get really frustrated with that conversation.
I think most people fail to realize how many different nutritional supplements are in everyday dog food.
Do you know how many cookie types there are for guinea pigs and rabbits and everything? They're not even cookies. They're little supplements.
They're like little yogurt
so
drops.
Important. Those are good, but they like the Oxbow ones that are made out of hay supplement. Oh my god, it's like candy. Those little Oxbow ones are like crack cocaine sometimes at this household. Drugs. We want more drugs. And I'm just like, stop it.
I don't think I ever fed mine drugs.
Bear is at the door.
Resist.
Let's go. 'Cause, 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 'c have to remember, I still have to finish all of my stuff
Maybe I have
later
a note
today.
on the phone.
Mira's
It's entirely
asking
possible.
Angel's questions.
Mm-hmm.
Mira would look at Angel confused about why she'd know more about a mimic.
It's more or less because, my radiant magics sometimes do things to things that are otherworldly and change their entire, like, distinction. Guys, you know what these are? So excited. We call her Bear because she's a fluffy bear.
If I'm looking down, I'm looking to see if I can find the notes on this guy on my phone, because I have a lot of side notes on here too. Let's see.
He's just trying to find the one person. Because that guy might have some knowledge about this guy that we're talking to. Because he did last time, surprisingly. But I don't really want to make a deal with Menidna, because if I go to sleep, then I have to talk to Menidna, and Menidna will think that they own me, because every time I have to make a deal with Menidna, that's usually how that goes. Much better. Yeah. My computer's over here. I'm gonna get my headset on. And I can't do things. I can love you, but you're really loud. There you go. Waiting for Joe to say he's ready. Waiting for Joe to say he's ready.
He's drying.
Joe,
Won't do any good to rush him.
Joe. No, it doesn't. Makes the brain go. La la la.
La 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 la. Holy shit.
His name is Magnus, I think.
No.
Go sit on that couch back there.
I waited.
I know.
Better mouth.
I get the trade he is being impatient, Bapperhand.
10 minutes is a while. Ah!
Oh my goodness, little doggy. Hi, little doggy.
Little blooper, what you doing, cute dog? Hi, baby.
Get your butt down, get your butt down, get you ready, sentiment. Gotta get on my computer and pray that this doesn't get shut off because there's too many people in the house. America. Why that it is so nice. When the kid has and it just twice. I want my washing machine. What do you have to do? Since it was born in America. Tell me what's in America.
Finestra says, might I suggest putting the guy's name on hold and leaving it as a placeholder?
Yeah, that's an option.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Moto.
Oh, stop. I hated those commercials.
Sounds like a you problem. I bet they were hilarious.
And it's not hilarious when it plays constantly. It was like the only commercial YouTube would play for a while.
I didn't have that problem.
Oh, are you talking about that one point in time, I think last year, everybody just kept getting the one, like, everybody got one ad over and over and over again. Different ads for everybody, but it was just one ad over and over and over.
Okay, you ready? Joe?
Well, in my experience, YouTube's always had a pool of like 3 ads that they play on repeat.
As ready as I can be.
Alright, and let's go.
Oh, there it is. Fucking found it. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Right on Q2. So you invited him over. Eventually,
With
even...
Analios, the therapist.
Yeah, with an alias.
Therapist boy.
So, middle of the night, crack-ass early of the morning, earlier in the morning as it is. For those that are outside and those that are inside, there is a sudden and spontaneous, almost gust of air, indicative of teleportation magic in some form, but the fluidity through which it seems to almost materialize out of the wind itself seems in and of itself, to some degree, surreal. Walking through the door, slowly, in a very sort of flowy, bit of illustrious, almost showmanship, almost showmanship-like attire, almost like like an adventurer's version of the ringleader of a circus. Walks in this flowy, billowy clothed Air Genasi. with what look to be at least carved most likely of obsidian, sunglasses currently over his eyes, despite how dark it seems to be outside. He wanders in with nothing on his back except for what appears to be a large tent roll that in and of itself seems to be a smaller scale, at least, of what one would expect of a circus tent or a merchant's tent of the same patterning. That and a small, it seems folded up with hinges into a smaller package, what likely seems to be merchant's sign in tow. He wanders inside, and with no address from any of the delegation or any other sort of entities in the house that seem to be awake, he wanders straight to this crocheting room, as if his knowledge of the house is perfect, as if he'd been here before, but walks in without a further worry. Wandering inside and taking in stock most of all of you, what materializes on his face is a white and wind-wisped sort of mustache that curls up, a beard that goes down into a well-groomed goatee, all again sort of freshly almost materializing out of his face, despite again the sort of wisp-riddled Air Genasi physique that he has. Well, I see some familiar faces, and some quite unfamiliar indeed. Whom
You made it.
do I have the pleasure of addressing?
I'm letting you all the kids stayed up specifically for this. This is Amira. Amira, this is, I think his name is Marius, I think.
No.
What is his name, Joe?
You have invited him to do the full intro, so he's going to.
Okay.
Who am
I'm
I?
letting you know all the kids literally pull themselves out of the necklace. This is one of those moments where it's a little...
Well, from the mundane to the monstrous, the mysterious, malicious, mischievous, mythical, mechanical, and even magical, I am Makani Melton, manager of the mobile menagerie of magnificent companions, as he gives a large showman's bow. For those that are close or frequent and well-paying customers, you may simply call me Mac.
That's what I thought. I have it Mac
Wow.
written down in my notes.
And usually I'm much louder and more boisterous, but usually the guy who's portraying me doesn't have a gigantic fucking migraine.
So, I did have a question. And she pulls out the old dead mimic cart. Does this belong to you?
The shades come down, and for the briefest moment, you see there's nothing in his eye sockets, and it looks like you're staring into a black hole for a moment.
Holy shit.
And he puts them back.
Holy shit.
My goodness, I haven't seen that in a while. I lost it along with about 37 pairs of left socks.
Well, I was gonna bring it back to life, but I don't know how to do that. I don't want to accidentally turn it into anything unnatural.
I mean, the poor little thing was choking for quite some time. Might have been choking on those left socks, to come to think of it.
Do you mind if I try to revive it? I haven't tried to revive a mimic in a
In
while.
exchange for
It's-
what?
I don't know, I'm gonna pay you anyways, because all my kids got their allowance.
Very true. But, unfortunately, I can't really engage in the sale of, well, creatures of all sorts without an appropriate place to set up my stall. And as expansive as this manor seems to be, there doesn't seem to be much in the way of strictly open space. And I wouldn't be so rude as to open it on an interior.
The hall in the front part, I asked the grandmother about it. She said you could use the front hall.
the front hall.
The open expanse space with a long walkway.
I see.
With the really tall ceilings.
Well, I'll be back in but a jiffy.
Okay.
And he walks out toward that hall. Does anyone
We're gonna
follow
follow.
him out of
All the
curiosity?
kids are curious. It's literally Charlotte wants a new pet. Charlotte has not gotten her own pet yet, so it's like Charlotte. This is the one thing she's asked for a long time. She wants a pet.
Yeah, the kids
So-
following him makes absolute sense. The dude is very much a goof.
Angel's
It's like
gonna-
Frosty the Snowman, except he's just air.
Yeah.
He's way cooler than that. He's about to be really, really cool, guys. This is a really cool character.
As he wanders out into the hall,
Come on, Amira.
he takes the tent roll off of his back with an ease that seems to not struggle at all with the general weight of the tent roll, as well as the sign. And he unfurls it like unfurling a sheet over a bed before, in a moment, it just springs up in its entirety, in the entirety of its shape. Smaller than normal, as usually he's able to set it up and mark it. Seems like a slightly condensed version of the tent from the outside. Rather than covering a space of about 15 feet or so from end to end, it is covering a much smaller range of about 7.
You
It's a
explain
little
that the grand
shy when
the
inside.
the grand entrance is at least 25 feet long, from what you said.
Usually, yes.
Not view from Violet's house is what you explained
know.
it to look like.
It's a little shy when inside, hence why I tend not to be that rude. I don't mean to be rude to the patrons, I mean
Oh,
rude to my tent.
house.
Amira would follow along, floating lazily in the air.
But
Rough. She looks over at Amira. Rough night, huh?
summoning and entrapment magics.
You did contribute to it.
I can smell them off of you. My, you've been busy, haven't you, little imp?
Imp?
He says, looking straight at Amira.
Looks over at Amira. Wow. Didn't clock that. Really didn't clock that.
I suppose it's more imp adjacent than anything else, but still, similar summoning magics are involved.
Angel's going to pull out the mimic. Luckily, I still haven't used my resurrection spell for the day.
A full resurrection spell for the poor thing.
Yeah, Amira and them cleared off the curses of the abyss on it. So, it's one of the first things I requested that they clean up for us, because usually the things that you have purpose.
The abyss, you say? Is that where you found it?
Yeah, and the forgotten layer of the abyss.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. A lot of my things have fallen into there.
It explains a lot. And not enough.
I'm never one to fully explain.
Nope. Angel's very useless. I'm letting you know Charlotte is very excited.
Seems you've had a number of new offspring. Or are they pets? No.
No, these are all
Offspring.
new offspring.
Adoptees, too. A lot of them very small. Some of them still bigger than you.
I love that you are so honest. Angel creating this resurrection circle.
And given your relative sizes, as he points out Venestra and Avery and...
Avery is not in the
They're
room.
asleep.
He's occupied.
As he points out Venestra, you're clearly not a pet. I haven't seen you before. But you're also... Delightfully foreign. Deliciously foreign. You
Just
reek
get
of
it.
programmed electrical impulses. Oh, your world bleeds of technology. It's been a while since I've been to one of those.
So different.
Programmed electrical impulses have a smell.
Yeah.
Yes. Copper,
Sorry,
ether,
actually-
and
Mm-hmm.
an aroma of obsessive-compulsive programming.
Crap, the fact that I can smell that makes me annoyed.
At any rate, tense up. Now just for the presentation and the signage. Unfolds the collided together piece of wood like a piece of paper, throws it against the tent, and suddenly the wood unfurls into gold leaf that just plasters itself onto the tent. And then the open doorway of the tent suddenly becomes vacuous, like a void. You can no longer see the inside canvas. Now, you did mention wanting to revive my, my means of keeping inventory from much younger days.
Yeah, I can
When
redo
I
that
was
for you.
a mere idea, and not a complex thought.
I'm going to go ahead and do that for you. She's just gonna do the resurrection
I
thing
don't
while the
know
kids
that it'll
are.
succeed. This will be interesting to watch.
By the way, DM, can I also ask a question? Can I let I'm gonna let the kids go first as far as getting their animals together while I work on the resurrection. Considering.
By all means, they can filter in, and I'll assume. Well, I'll just get a receipt going for you when they leave, and I expect to be paid appropriately.
Artemis and Archimedes wanted to give you something. She goes into her bag, and because she's always carrying the pups with her, usually, or at least the kids are. She pulls it, go into her necklace, and pulls out one of the pups that they saved for him. This is yours.
Ooh,
To follow you from now on.
look at this little beautiful thing. Would you like to be a traveling companion? A display? Or would you like to be put up for adoption? For someone who manages to, by happenstance, find their way to me?
It's supposed to be for you because you found both of them a partner.
Oh, I understand. And I understand where you're coming from. As the pup licks him on the face. Looks like this one may want to be close for a while.
I missed a Venestra chat. At some point she said, "There we are." V raised an
That we
eyebrow
are.
at him and his wordage. Or that we are. Okay, yeah. Okay, so you got it.
Yes.
Venestra, this is Mac, and Mac usually sells lots of oddities and different pets. And I wanted to ask Aiko if she wanted a pet, because I mean she didn't have a
He opens up a
companion.
drawstring sack and the pup jumps
I mean,
into it.
Are you gonna go attempt to ask her?
Yeah, no, I'll be right back, Mac. You talk to Vanessa while I go and grab Avery and Aiko.
Yes, on the subject, new companions may want some new companions. And I do deal in companions of all sorts and kinds. Perhaps even a new augmentation, a new form, a new physique, a new pattern of being, after which your imp may follow. I have a number.
I feel like you're
familiar
speaking
that you may be
directly to
unfamiliar with.
Avery, and Avery has no idea.
Oh no, he's addressing Venestra.
Oh.
I'm letting you know, I've already run off to go get Aiko and Avery while they're talking. I'm gonna excitedly knock on the door.
Now, before we get into Angel's interruption, what did the 20 on the Tinkerer's tool do?
So while it's definitely not the most wild engagement,
Well, no,
it is.
it's not tried to be.
It's fluid.
Good.
I will put that in more than one way. So in terms of ease and fluidity of that mobility, in terms of reduction of pain, she may be able to walk nearly normally with this. So in other words, she now no longer has a movement speed reduction while wearing this, and will no longer have to roll con saves each time she does move against being incapacitated.
Fuck yeah. You're on the right track.
As Venestra says.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Oh my god! Avira with the implication I'm quite capable of choosing how I look.
I don't mean to impose or imply anything of the contrary, but there is always the option of supplying you with additional shapes and ideas.
I'm gonna let you know that Angel X is excited knocking on Avery's door.
I feel like Avery just does a little jump, like out of startle. Sorry, babe. Come in.
I have things of all sorts. So,
Okay, I'm going to read her
it
chat,
begs
what
the
she said.
question,
Fine, let's see what you have.
would you prefer to stick with something of a mildly infernal nature, or divert your possibilities into something particularly otherworldly in its type? I have a manner of all kinds of variety. And my collection, as he leads you inside the tent, is quite expansive, and you are very much met with basically a zoo equivalent of the TARDIS the moment you step into that tent. It is a massive expanse lined with displays, exhibits, cages.
DM, I sent you a message.
And free floating menageries of creatures of all kinds. Hold on, let's see here.
Is it Newt's Commander's suitcase?
Oh, your tech in your chat.
So on the subject as well, in terms of particular shapes you may angle yourself toward, again, I can keep it fiendish. I can go any number of other directions. I have quite an extensive feline adjacent exhibit as well. These would just be additional shapes you could take alongside what you already have available. After all, providing someone inspiration for shapeshifting costs a great deal less than purchasing a new companion. But by all means, if one catches your eye, you can always purchase a pet.
TM, can I wake up Avery and Piper?
Yeah, while he provides that intro, by all means.
Avery.
What?
Mac is here.
Who?
Okay, Mac is
Can
a
I
guy.
get mac and cheese?
No, I can make you mac and cheese, but that's not what we're talking about. Mac is a guy who sells pets for a living. And I know that Piper will hear this from down the hall if I've said it loud enough, so she's really saying it a little bit louder.
Piper left off after I went to go check
Kind
on,
of.
like,
The owl
no
baby.
idea where Piper is.
No, she was checking on the owl baby. That's what you said
Yes,
you were gonna
but
finish with.
Okay, and you want us to follow you? Okay.
I'm gonna go get Piper from the other room because I know that she was like a hawk over that small phoenix. Considering it kept lighting things on fire.
You act like that bothers her. She can be lava.
I know, but you can't see the fire. That was the scary part about this small animal, is that the fire is not able to be seen.
I look at Ika. You want to see the animal salesman person that we just now learned exists?
Joe.
Animal scales?
Apparently.
If it's up here,
Like-
then they probably just have like oxes and goats, right?
You'd be surprised. Magical things happen around this group. I've stopped questioning it.
I mean, if you're up for it, I am.
Angel seems to think we should go, so let's go.
Let's go.
Angel's going to lean under the door where Piper is staying and go, Piper, Mac is here. I know you might still be awake watching said bird person, but I know that you were waiting for Analias to show up. And I think he might be on his way too, so I just wanted to make sure you were awake for it. Her lips under the door.
Oh, no.
Like that, yes, like that.
Here's Violet.
I thought I had a great gift game, but Vanestra, yours is on another level.
Piper.
Amber. Amber.
The am is getting cut off, so we're just hearing
Oh,
her.
okay. So if
Hold
oh,
on.
okay. So she's in the room behind me. Okay. All right, I get it. I get it.
Do we want an update on the nugget?
Yes, please. On the nugget,
Yeah.
please.
Do we want it on stream or do we want to go to
I can
ERB?
be-
So excited to get Piper in. So excited to
BRB's
get Piper
over.
in. Okay. So Piper is in the crochet room, probably sitting along the ceiling or doing that thing where she meditates and is like blending into the wall because she's been able to do that in a couple of times. Oh my god, are you covered in rune work? Like rune chalk? If you were blending into the wall like you did that one time? Oh no. Covered in chalk?
That looks good.
Okay, so I'm gonna quickly explain something to Amber. So in the last episode, Amber, before you had to go, we made the decision that we were going to do the rune work to capture it in all of the rune work. Does it make sense? And Vanestra was gonna lay down rune work. So you would have been hyper focusing because we weren't able to do the rune work, and we weren't able to actually summit until we did the rune work. I also had to go get more mushrooms if I was going to bring people with me. Are you now caught up? Because that's literally wasn't very much that happened.
I still don't know where Piper would be at.
Didn't we just say that she was helping with the rune work? Or did I miss something?
She may have meditated in that room until I brought the mushrooms back.
Alright, in which case then, Piper, you were in the repurposed crochet room. Well,
Does that
Mac
help?
briefly showed up in that room, and Vanestra followed him out, along with Mira.
But if she was entranced, she wouldn't have woken up right away.
No.
Entranced generally means you're still somewhat conscious of what's going on around you, so there is that.
Yeah, but it's like sleep. It's like, okay, let's
But it's
sleep.
not sleep. It's like a very, very light sleep, if I
Okay.
remember correctly.
Amber considers it like sleep, okay? So as far as her character goes, she's awake and available to think, but it's what she told me last time is that it's like she's sleeping.
Okay.
Yeah, like that.
Vinestra said, "Might I suggest, as everyone went to bed, Piper was either asleep or doing some baby bird stuff."
Yeah.
Fair.
So I'm gonna hop my head into the crochet room, remembering that Piper looks almost invisible when she's in trance. Piper, are you still in here?
Am I able to break the trance? Oh my god.
Pretty
Oh,
easily,
I hate
yes.
when that thing turns itself up. What?
Pretty easily, yes.
Ah. Napping, what?
Mac is here, and I know that you
Every
wanted your kids to
syllable's
get some new
making me more
pets, so
nauseous,
they
my
would be.
Hmm?
Mac is here, the guy who sells all the pets.
Joe says something, what?
Every syllable's making me more nauseous. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Okay, yes.
I know that Ren wanted a pet, so at least.
Maybe if she's responsible for something, she'll stop getting in trouble.
Yeah, considering she literally made the small bat people start floating on the ceiling.
Uh-huh. She's just like, yep. Yep.
It's been 6 months of trying to get him off the ceiling. You know it's really funny when you can't get a girl to put on her dress because she's on the ceiling.
Just looks down at you like, I have owl children who like to fly.
Constant Marilyn Monroe. It won't go down because you're up.
I can't put it on, Mommy. It won't go down. It's because you're up. Get down on the ground and you won't have the problem.
But mother.
Gravity doesn't obey your position, girl.
If you'll just get, you can get Ren, and I'll get. I'll be downstairs. I'll be paying for it. So, because I owed her a birthday present, and she said she wanted a pet. If I remember correctly, this was her stipulation.
Ah. Okay, well, I'm gonna go pick up the baba.
Based on
Just
the
gonna
book I
go get the
opened
Ren.
for this particular NPC, it might be more of a stibulation. No, I'm kidding.
Horrible. We're all slow blinking at you.
I have a migraine. I'm slow blinking at myself because it hurts less.
So she goes to get Ren, who's probably asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Joe.
Yeah.
Piper's gonna go get Ren.
Alrighty. Easy enough to recover. Why have you disturbed my slumber?
You want a pet or not?
The
Roll
day has
persuasion
come.
with advantage for Groggy.
This day has come.
Hold on. I had to grab a certain somebody.
All I can think is the king has returned.
There's persuasion roll. I'm doing digital at the moment. Give me a second. 23 total.
Yeah, that definitely more than beats it. And I'm just, oh god. Natural 1 on her dexterity saving throw as the Groggy awaken. Yeah, let's do it, and fucking tumbles out of the bed.
Could I do a dexterity save to save my child?
Absolutely.
Well, no, I don't. 8.
It's like you try to save him and fall on your own face as well.
8 total?
8 total.
She did roll a natural 1 on her initial dexterity save. I'm gonna...
That's, isn't that an injury?
It is
Yeah.
an injury. It's gonna be a rough morning.
Hey, this is the middle of the night.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
like midnight. But the kids have been ready for Mac and they won't go to sleep. It's one of those moments of I told them he was coming.
Yeah, you got Avery and Aiko at like that end of everything when they're just kind of winding down to go to
I have to go
sleep.
get Santa. I have to go get Santa's girlfriend.
Xanon and the girlfriend.
Ooh. I don't like it disturbing them. Walking in on them is
because I don't
uncomfy.
want to do that to a child.
Please? I don't even want to know what you rolled. But the fact you said that means you rolled poorly.
Okay, you know what? That one works.
Even Joe has his limits on what he'll do to children.
That's so bad when you did that.
Given how I
Ew.
started,
Yo, I didn't even realize how bad that came out. I'm so sorry.
Gross.
given what I
I
started the
didn't- I
campaign
s-
with, you wouldn't think I have limits on it, but when they are actively tied to player characters, now
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Anyway,
Christ.
That wasn't where my brain was. My brain was Dark DM.
Dark DM, not Diddy DM, okay?
Ew.
Exactly. Fucking gross.
I'm ready when everybody else is.
Okay, I'm much happier with this injury. It's just limp, so she falls
Okay.
out. Her fucking ankle slams into the nightstand. You're seeing tears well up in her eyes, and she is fighting hard to keep it restrained because she knows all of her siblings are asleep because it's goddamn middle of the night. She's trying to tough it out, just there's
First level
tears
cure
just
wounds.
falling on her cheeks.
first level cure wounds.
Yeah,
Boop.
healing spell will immediately drop that. Otherwise, she was going to be limping on her way there.
14. 14 total. I doubt she lost many points, but still.
And it's very much that reminding a kid to breathe after a shock.
Breathe in and out. Breathe.
I want to go get a pet.
Oh.
Yes, let's go get up, pet. I'm just gonna grab her hand and walk with her. In the campaign, she is 6 years old.
Yep.
I just realized something. When Avery and Aiko leave the room, it'll be the first time anyone's seen the movement systems. Like, it'll be
Angel,
first.
I'm like, Angel gave an impressed eye look, and they kept moving.
Yeah, which, again, there's been no modifications for stealth capability with it yet, so there are very blatant hydraulic hisses with these
Yeah,
things.
I'm
But
sure.
It is very fluid movement.
Angel's gonna go over to Xanon's room and put her lips under the door and do the whisper, Xanon, Xanon, Xanon.
Joe, didn't you say these were magical hydraulics? They wouldn't sound like typical hydraulics, would they?
Right. They are, sorry, yes, they are magical. There are still, again, in their rough form,
still
some
gonna be in the
rudimentary
rough
aspects to
form.
it, so you can hear hydraulic hissing.
Maybe some humming.
Yeah, some.
You would technically
humming, some
still
thrumming.
you'd still hear hissing if you were really doing original steampunk hydraulics, but it would be minor.
It's very much magic punk in terms of like the idea there.
Situations.
Okay.
It's because you're a no tinkerer. It's not because of the other thing.
As Angel's doing the, hey, pretty mama, let me whisper your ear under the door.
She's only 2 feet tall.
Yeah, where usually there'd be a power supply for like the exosuit where there'd be a battery and wires. There's just like this central heavily runed up crystal that's acting as like basically a control mechanism to make sure everything operates correctly.
Or Angel the door.
Hey, Xanon.
What time is it?
It's like early in the morning. It's like 3
Yeah,
or 4 in
it's
the
like
morning.
okay. You had said midnight, so was gonna say like 1, but
Right
yeah.
now, you guys are ballparking like 2:45 a.m. It is
Got it.
Late.
Oh,
A mysterious man with mysterious animals showed up, and Angel wants us all to see it.
you would be hearing. Is the room soundproof?
Supposed to be.
most everybody who's been known to get up to activities have been provided silence crystals for the sake of soundproofing.
Whether or not they work, that is the question.
To
I
fuck
guess-
or not to fuck? That is the question.
And apparently
Yes,
the sound crystals
I
have
don't know
like
if you hear me respond then.
I'm just letting you know.
Under the door. She
Do
said
I
under
hear
the
an
door.
answer? I hear an answer. I'm whispering very loudly under the door. Like, imagine me covered in a blanket like this, just like leaning under the door.
You're doing a stage whisper.
Sarah,
The
If
sound
room is
crystals.
silent,
Yeah, the sound
Which is-
crystals will protect basically from anybody outside of the room hearing what's going on. Incoming sounds, however, because those would be necessary for their design in case of like emergencies or the tavern's on fire or shit like that. You were able to hear the whispering.
Okay.
I'm letting you know. Angel's literally covered like this.
I can't see because the door's closed.
Sarah.
I mean, you do have dark vision, so there is that.
No, it's like he's on the other side of the door is what he's saying. He's
Right.
not seeing what's on the other side
Yeah,
of the
you
door.
were seeing the barest manifestation of like that disruptive shadow underneath the doorway. And yeah.
I would respond, but she wouldn't hear me. I'm assuming.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
with the sounds crystals are placed, your answer, unless the door is outright open, is not audible.
That gif is why we say that cats are liquids.
I hear the knocking, so I'm gonna stop. And
You stop your own
Collaborating.
knocking.
I'm gonna. No, I hear the knocking. I'll stop what I'm doing and go to the door. And I will
Excellent.
open it. And you just see.
There's a reason I'm covered in a blanket, because last time I was wearing my pajamas and you were making me feel uncomfortable.
Vanessa would like to point out Dong Height Angel.
Oh,
I'm so sorry, but I am butt naked.
You are
Oh my
face to
God.
face with a draconic warhammer.
And you can see my scales and everything.
Draconic Warhammer.
DM, can I blow a cold stream of air out of my nose in frustration as a gray dragon?
Shrivel.
I mean, sure. Shits and giggles. You know what, Xanon? Give me a con save against, you know, how a draconic warhammer, or any other warhammer for that matter, usually reacts to a sudden shock of cold.
I said absolutely not.
Based on that con save, we'll see if the warhammer turns into a ball peen hammer. Yes, that's a very deliberate choice of design.
It's gonna like hurts. There's like it's like little gray. It's like supposed to be like steam, but it's freezing.
That is a 12 total.
12, above average. And the roll is
However,
also above average. But
I can also tolerate temperatures as low as -20 degrees
yep,
without additional protection.
given those magical conditions, you remain as you are. Though, if anything, there may be a slight, just natural
Question, DM.
flinch just from that subtle change. That's about it.
Question, DM. What is his
Does
anatomy?
the
Tell me.
twitch?
Can I? What? Knowing his anatomy, can I poke a nerve and make the thing go down?
Oh, why are you doing this to this poor man?
The fact that I'm wearing sunglasses might be to your benefit, because there is a look of just... I mean, do you want to try?
Because I'm magically enhanced right now.
True, which means it'll significantly raise the DC for any kind of...
Oh
Thera-
my god! Of
I'll
course,
say
Spotify
therapeutic
plays
adjustment.
Scotty doesn't know at this very moment.
It's like
Roll me a medicine check, and Xanon roll me a con save with advantage.
That's where Spotify has the best comedic timing.
Oh my god.
So I open the door and you blast me with cold.
There's a dick in my face! And it's not Nick's. I'm letting you know
Yes,
this is.
but
this
who
is gonna be
knocked on
very
the
loud.
door?
This is gonna be very loud. There's a dick in my face.
It's
And he's
22.
gonna be like, it's gonna be the most dangerous whisper you've ever heard in your
22
entire
con
life.
save with advantage. Fantastic.
I asked if I could, not if I should.
I mean,
asked,
could.
can it happen?
Could. I mean, you can't. You can certainly try.
I don't really want to do it, but she's looking at me, she's like, there is a dick in my face. And I am trying to decide whether or not to curse you for seeing a dick as I open a door.
Are you saying that to me?
Yes, out loud.
Okay, I will clear my throat and
Can you turn your
Yeah.
pelvis to the side? Like a normal human.
I'll kneel down.
Thank you.
Everybody duck,
Oh,
because I'm about
Mars.
to turn left and I don't want to smack you with my dick.
It's like he kneels down and bonks the top of her head.
Just give me a reason. Give me a
For
reason to
bludgeoning
make his
damage.
love life so much more difficult.
I'm not saying that actually happened. It's just like what went through my head.
Is this an emergency?
Slightly. I was gonna offer to let you come meet Mac, the pet salesman, but if you're too engrossed in what you're doing,
How long is he here for?
probably a day and a half.
This couldn't wait till morning?
No.
I'll talk to him in the morning. But thank you.
But we are going. I was also going to invite you and her to come to the mushroom part, so you could help me possibly stop Idiot Boy before he decides to kill the entire world. Maybe.
The mushroom what?
We're gonna go back in time and try to stop the evil guy.
They're gonna
trying
try to turn back time.
Oh, their Vanessa chat
Are you
said something.
asking me to go to battle?
Yeah.
Alright, give me 30 minutes.
Okay.
30
Please,
minutes
next
during which I'm
time,
assuming
remember
that's not
if
a
it's
performance
me
check.
answering the door, that if you open the door, I will only be able to see your one-eyed snake. When she walks away. And I'm letting you know, it's not as big as my dick, so deal with it.
If it ever has two eyes, please consult a cleric immediately.
For those 30 minutes, well, I'll say 25 minutes, I'm gonna finish up. And then the other 5, I will get dressed and go out.
Performance
Do
check
your
for
ethos
Eclipse.
is a very plausible mutation, I would imagine.
Sandra walks back over to Mac and Aiko and Avery with the blanket over her head and just like, I need mental bleach.
Hmm?
That's what
Well,
she says. I will need mental bleach.
Take us to the magic animal guy so we
Yeah,
can go
actually,
back
matter of fact.
back to bed.
Angel. Give me
How
a
long is he
wisdom
here
saving
for?
throw.
Wisdom saving throw. For
Yeah.
what?
Shits and giggles, that's why.
Fine.
How long is he here for anyway? Why does it have to be at 2 in the morning?
Because we also were going to use the runes in the middle of the night.
How's that wisdom save?
With a natural 20.
Okay, so it is not burned into your retina like staring at the sun for too long where you're going to see spots for a few hours.
I'm going to remind you, DM, that my character takes her clothes off for a living. Seeing many dicks is not an issue. Problem is seeing one of my party members' dicks
Which is
and
why I
him
had you roll
actually
the wisdom save.
propositioning my character before she went to bed.
It's like staring at Frieza naked. Wait, Frieza is always naked. Ah!
I think I looked pretty majestic glistening like that, says an SAO.
As a Angel walks over to where everyone is, leading Aiko and leading Piper downstairs with Ren in tow.
V would raise an eyebrow at Angel. Did you walk in on someone naked again?
At least you didn't proposition me to take my clothes off. You see, she's like completely covered in a blanket.
Nick saunters up and wraps his arm around you.
It's not funny.
It's hilarious.
If I'd ever do it,
Sorry.
it's true.
Fucking set up. Jesus.
That's what Angel's gonna end up doing to this man at some point.
We need to get you a portable stepladder or extendable leg thing.
Venestra, I'm letting you know, probably left after round 1.
Oh, that's right. The engagement with
You assume?
Gonna assume. Because she said that she was back in the room afterwards.
True.
Maybe she can do the thing where she dual does her body, that kind of thing.
Huh?
The thing where you can make a simulacrum.
So what you're saying it might have been Snow Nestra.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
also cast Tireless on Venestra as well.
True.
You cast Silence?
Tireless.
Tireless. Okay.
Stamina spell.
Yeah.
Angel's gonna look over at Venestra. Never felt so uncomfy in all my life.
You just went to go get something to drink and got roped into it.
I have wings, but it's just too much seeing a penis staring straight at you back with all that vigor.
You're going to get a refill at the local Cinemark. Oh, hey, why not? Let's theater hop.
I feel like it's worth mentioning that at least Avery would have been would sleep in the nude, and honestly wouldn't care enough to get
the amount
dressed
of characters in
before
this party that is already true for is
yeah. So
y'all need Jesus.
we've got naked Avery walking down the hall as this is going on.
Good for you.
Says who?
Says all of my children that are going to be awake at this point.
I didn't ask to be around children.
So on topic.
Go back to bed.
I would love to.
Pet shop.
Looks over at Aiko. Please make him put clothes on. Please.
Hmm?
Please make him put clothes on.
Wouldn't Aiko also? Would Aiko have? I don't know what Aiko would have done.
Given her...
I imagine if she hangs around Avery enough, this would be a normal thing.
Given her current predicament, she has done her best to toga around her exosuit with an errant sheet.
We'll get some plating on that suit eventually.
Hello.
You want a toga?
Yes.
I'm really good at doing the fold jobs.
Piper. Everybody in this party sleeps in the nude.
I'm good.
Yes.
Then Ken doll it, please.
It just like shrinks to the point of non-existence.
Good. Yep. There.
Really?
Yeah. Ken doll it. She looks over him. I don't care if you're naked when you kindle it. It doesn't bother
Wacky
the kids.
inflatable dong man.
Stop it. You're living in there. Life is so much more difficult. You also promised that you'd help me with the runes and scary man.
Wacky
And
wheeling
that's the
inflatable foiling
police.
tube man. Wacky wheeling inflatable foiling tube man. Wacky wheeling inflatable foiling tube man. Wacky wheeling inflatable flailing
What?
dong man. Wait, what?
Piper, everybody
My
in this
brain
party.
is falling asleep.
Piper.
She's talking to someone. She's got the voice of I'm paying attention to someone in front of me.
Mm-hmm. Mia looks so happy right now.
I guess they're home from the hospital.
She looks so much better. She looks so
appropriate
miserable.
attention to the child.
She looks so miserable like an hour or two ago.
The sheer
That would be
contrast
about
in what's going on IRL versus what's
7
being discussed
hours
in
ago.
game is jarring.
Amira would look at the large assortment of animals. So, why do you got them all in cages?
Well, not all of them are in cages. Some of these cages are actually displaced to little dimensional pockets, demi-planes if you would. And these are just sort of the windows. They look like cages. It's
So
more
it just like
convenient to store
displays
it.
the space around a creature.
Yes. And of course, some of them just fall in from random places. As you hear
Oh,
the
look at her.
screeching of a flying monkey falling through some void, you see it fall through the roof of the tent, fall into a cage, and immediately get distributed to another part of the tent area.
So we see in some of these display cases, so if a animal is running, we just see the ground under them kind of moving like a treadmill, kinda.
Kinda, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because it's capturing that space under them and around.
Angel is going to try to resurrect the bucks.
Okay. With, which spell? True Resurrection at this point?
Yeah.
Okay, expending the appropriate cost of diamonds and all that.
Of course I have enough diamonds.
Okay, so the question here is going to be consistent and contingent on whether this particular mimic had a soul.
But I can also put a soul in it, remember? If it
Also
doesn't have
true.
one.
High or low?
Use the dice. Dice decide for me, high or low. High.
Okay, this particular mimic was not constituted and constructed with a soul at the time. As you cast out the spell and you find that there is no spirit that it calls out to at this vessel.
Do you have a favorite pet, Mac? Something that you always wanted to keep around, but when it passed, it was just too much for you to lose.
Inestra says, just want to point out V is holding Angel, so she is not at crotch height.
Ah. Alright, face level with Mac. Well, depends entirely on which lifetime we're talking about. I've been through so many in terms of favorites. Well,
All-time favorites, like top 10 tier favorites.
depends also on which brain and which set of memories. I'll have to go digging a little bit. And he just kind of stares like at a 45-degree angle at the floor for a moment. And his face just kind of goes slack. And he just stays slack for a while. Before finally, all right, so, well, in terms of favorite of all time, I have to say, Absolutely. Must have been my little parasite.
Parasite?
Yes. He summons forth an illusion. And what you see is this little squid-like thing, about a foot by a foot, with these little, almost arcane hooks coming out of the fleshy bottom, this little bulbous eyeball, and what looks like almost a slice of a brain coming out of the top of its head with electricity and smoke billowing out of it. Also commonly and colloquially nicknamed a nervous tick. It's a little fiendish thing that likes to cling to and feast on the knowledge of intelligent creatures.
How
And
about
since my
something that's...
brain is never fully physically in a place, it's never been able to feed on me, so it's just it was always very affectionate and clingy, trying to feed on what it couldn't find.
Do you think it would be good for a mimic to jump on your head?
It's not a mimic.
But this is.
That is, yes.
I can summon a soul from the past into said item.
Oh, sure. I'll see if I can go ahead and properly target the soul of that little mimeophage.
If you're that old, that would have been really, really old.
Old is... it's hard to quantify. I was born yesterday in both the literal sense and in the cosmic sense, and yesterday in the cosmic sense is unfathomable.
So while you figure that out, I'm going to let this body stay in stasis for a hot minute, because I get it for an hour.
By the way, the only reason I'm letting any of you hear this is because you're friends with her. That's why I'm not letting it drive any of you mad.
I'm already mad. It's fine.
Anger and crazy are two different things, darling. And I do mean crazy.
Piper might say that jumping into a dragon's mouth might be something.
Thing, by the way. Avery, I'm assuming you've moved toward that room at this point. Roll me a history
Yes.
check.
Soft 10.
I'd say history or nature would work, whichever's better for you.
Let's see. History was a +4. Nature is also +4, so it makes no difference.
Okay, 10. There's something vaguely familiar about it, but you can't quite point out where you might have seen something similar.
About what? A specific creature?
About the wizard's parasite, the mimeophage, as you mentioned. Let me go ahead and select the copy tool, and we're going to put that in the session art as he projects the illusion of the thing.
Okay.
I kind of
Aw, it's adorable.
want to see what it looked like. We'll look at the session art.
It's too cute. It reminds me of the little brain thing from Baldur's Gate.
It's hilarious.
It's not too dissimilar.
Fuck. Intellect Devourer, that's what it was called.
Yep.
So,
By all means, see if you can lock on to the right soul. I named the little fucker Bookworm.
Mariana, can I have your help, please?
Sure, I don't know what kind of afterlife something like that goes to. What kind of creature is it? Oh, it's a fiend.
Lawful evil.
Would it be better if I contacted Edgerman for it?
Oh, it didn't die anywhere near this phase of existence.
Yeah, that's gonna be a hard one.
I mean, you can certainly try. I can offer whatever assistance I can.
I just need a soul to put in the body because technically this mimic didn't have a soul. Chester has a soul.
All right, well, let's give it a shot, shall we?
Okay.
He puts his hand on your head to try and act as an amplifier to try and reach out to the soul. Go ahead and give me a
Oh God.
flat wisdom roll. Let's see if it meets the DC.
$19 plus 7.
26. DC was 25.
Okay.
That's a high DC.
Yeah, again, also strictly because this thing is way the hell out of this frame of this particular sphere of existence. And spheres of existences are
The only reason I was able to do it is because of Dragonheart.
definition-wise things that separate different worlds in D&D.
Aww.
All right. As you pull on it and then cast True Resurrection targeted through and onto this mimic, with that soul, you watch as the spell grows bright gold and then turns almost a fleshy rose color. You've never seen magic turn that color when you're channeling it before, so it was
Wait,
weird.
that's uncomfy.
Before then, it flashes onto the box with the distinct reeking aroma and smell
Stone.
of brimstone, formaldehyde, and a lot of ether.
Oh, awesome. That's a new smell.
Before the wagon mimic starts to shudder, twitch, the bits and billets of wood begin to sort of roll, twist, and shift, and suddenly the wheels, all of them, break, scatter and
You've
splinter
created
out.
a monster.
The spokes
A monster.
I did.
go limp and flop out and look like wooden wagony tendrils before the wagon itself and the dead mimic eyes all coalesce and squish together in one big ass wagon.
Now we
eye opens
just-
up.
Now we just need Angel to go, it's alive! Alive!
And the previous patterning on the wagon and the slats of the main structure almost look like hard right angle mimicry of brain patterning on it.
Oh,
Is that
hey, I
what
know
you
what that
wanted?
is.
Is that you, Bookworm?
It is alive.
As it mimics that screech, you can see this mouth and maw open up underneath the wagon like the opening of a starfish from hell. And there's flesh inside of the wood slats that are screeching with recognition.
With recognition.
Good one like
And
that.
you swear you see the screeches of damned trapped souls trying to claw their way out of it before it shuts itself.
I think I could learn to love this freak.
That's a good bookworm. Now, no eating any customers, remember? It starts to slowly reach over to you, Avery. No eating any customers.
Not even the little ones.
Back up.
So, sorry. What are we looking for? I was briefly talking to the half-dragoness here. Or full dragoness, I'm not sure with you. What was your name again? Venestra? What sort of creature are you looking for that a mere fellow to there to mimic? I've got things of all sorts of natures. Categorically, where would you like to start?
I have something I would like to look for.
Finished.
Everybody gets
Oh, is it
turn.
Venestra's?
Done.
Okay.
She was here
I thought we
first.
just did Angel, so I...
Nope. Angel
Angel
just
wanted
did
to
that for
resurrect
him.
the thing, And so
Okay.
that's basically
That's my it's part of
reinforcement
my
of the tab.
payment.
Not really looking for anything. What do you... Oh, shit.
Well, with
no.
you look like
What do you
you're-
have that you think would interest me?
With you in the world of technology, I have a number of constructs that I could pull from, but given you and your
Fucking so no free range.
very bizarre tendencies, I actually have a little experiment that might work. Bit of a house cat. It was a bit of a corpse, a bit of a Schrodinger's cat situation, but then I injected it with the right sort of alchemical miasma and mixtures, and it became quite lively indeed.
I've just now realized that there's not one but two mimics in that gift. Sorry.
It's all good.
Three?
Let's see. He starts to move through the wagon to see if he can find it.
Oh, you're right.
Ah, there it is. Little cat, foxy, little unstable thing, but cheerful as can be. He walks over to this one little, it looks like a fish tank, and it is just oozing with acid that's falling off and not touching anything. Now, it's lost any real name, but it is known for its flexibility and its amorphism in its traits. And you can see under the cage it's simply labeled Bio number 133.
Oh God.
It's quite a brave little thing, a little childish in its nature as well. I mean, after all, having been pieced together from so many mixes of volatile DNA, it can only really manage to keep a childish state of being,
What?
state of mindset. It's a little unstable, but again, quite a loyal and brave thing. And oddly enough, it's omnivorous. Dines on any kind of meat you can get, but it has a fondness for berries and fruit. As I'm going to go ahead and grab a snippet of this thing. Where's my mouse cursor? There it is. Yes, quite disturbing, but quite adaptive. See, with the sort of volatile mix of genetics it seems to have, it can change into just about any sort of creature. It can become as aberrant and brain-melting as my lovely little bookworm. As he turns a dial on the cage and suddenly its fur turns purple and rubbery and it seems to slowly start to levitate. It can take on a more holy nature. Turns the dial again. The fur turns
What the
silver
hell?
and a halo grows out of its head, shedding a bright light. That little tank on its back can wrap around its body and it can become more construct-like. Turns the dial again, and the flesh completely gives way to naught but clockwork. And it looks like almost a wind-up toy. Given your
Oh my
nature, there are
God.
draconic sides to it can take as well. And it turns one more time. A pair of
Oh my
superficial, completely flight-incapable wings sprout from its back. The fur falls off and gives way to scales. It can absorb the properties of nearby elemental planes, turns the dial again, and the scales fall off, revealing a creature made of rocks that are flooding with water one moment, spewing with fire the next, growing crystals the next, and then just floating and flailing out with air. It can embrace the little tank on its back and turn a little viscous as he turns the dial to ooze settings, and it becomes just sludge fox or sludge puppy or sludge cat. It can also turn plant-like, if that's sort of your thing. Blending it in with an environment. He turns the dial again, and all the sludge slowly starts to turn to fertilizer, and it looks like suddenly this fox-like shape is made of leaves, sticks, and all sorts of things. And if you really needed to blend in this form as well, he presses a button on the dial, and it just turns into a potted plant. Where you can see the pot is mostly made of that ooze tank. Brave little shit. It will often run headfirst into danger. Now again, it was a small little dead thing when I first found it, but it took remarkably well to planar instabilities. Quite the adaptive little thing. And it's as lively as ever. It seemed to gain a soul somewhere in the process. Probably the celestial side effect, I imagine. Also, it does have full understanding of, at the very least, the common tongue, though it doesn't really have much ability to speak. But that's one of many things I could show you.
V and Amira would both look at this merchant deadpan. Right. Got anything that would allow me to keep more familiars around at once?
More familiars around at once. Well, that's getting more into artifacts rather than creatures. But I do have some things, I think. Let me see here. We'll have to go into my item stocks. It's funny. Most people come here looking for pets, not things that can help them get more of them, but I always have options. Wanders over to the complete other side of the tent, and let me see here. There we go. He eventually wanders over and opens up a case, a small little, like, ring-sized box, which then unfolds itself into a full display case. And what you can see in here is a little line of these long, sort of purple leather strapped collars with these little golden draconic heads on them. This will allow any little beast to translate its vocalisms into speech. And these are delightful for capturing familiars and getting to, well, teach them what's what. And he unfurls a series of small, like roughly baseball-sized, glowing crystal balls. One unfurled with fire, one unfurled with psychic energy, one dripping with acid, but each of them crystalline, with sort of small runes in their center. Yes, they're D&D Pokeballs.
Before we get to Avery's turn, I would like us to take our break.
Certainly.
It's 11:06.
Number of smaller things here. This pack can carry any number of these delightful creatures. It's a cat carrier. It's just another cat carrier. Little pendant to hide away your pets around your neck. Number of little things, I suppose. And also this, which he holds up a staff with a glowing green orb, and he flings the staff as the glowing green orb flings out, and then clatters against a wall, rolls against the floor, before teleporting back into the staff. Yeah, it's, you know those ball thrower toys that you have for your dog? This is a magical version of that.
Those are for dogs? I played with those as just a little boy.
Fair.
You're talking about the, like, curved thing that's go like this and the ball gets thrown, right?
Yeah. As far as having
Ugh,
more than one.
someone is
ones, though.
revving away out there at 11 p.m. Jackasses.
goes digging through the box a little bit. You'll have to decline? Oh, shame. Well, I will say, as he goes digging through his inventory to see if there's anything of immediate use. And he finds a small book, which he almost throws over his shoulder. Oh, sorry. Some little spells I've written up for the menagerie. They're useful in their own way, but, well.
Gonna pull a free run.
Oh, what are these spells? Says Finestra.
Not really. Well, they're for helping with the menagerie of sorts. Summoning them out, that sort of thing. In your case of having more than one around. He starts peeling over the pages. I mean...
We're still out here. Hold on.
Well...
Mm-hmm.
It would still have to be a matter of payment. But I do have a summoning spell here that would allow you to manifest more than one familiar, with limited capabilities compared to the others, but they would also have to be, as per the nature of it, something summoned from here in the menagerie. You'd have to buy it, and then you'd be able to summon it to your side freely and hide it away just as well. If that interests you. For all of them, you want to buy the book. Sorry, to quote, how much for all of these spells? No. The whole book. Oh. Dare I share my secrets? I barely know you. There would have to be some kind of rapport, of course. And for a book like that, sure, coin is one thing. But what else would you offer someone like me? If someone wants to quote that.
I mean, you wouldn't bring it out if you weren't interested in trading for it. And how about a special companion that many people from all walks of life have been purchasing?
A companion for me that people from all likes have been purchasing. I do believe I'd need you to clarify.
Amira would pull out one of her products. I'm sure someone as gifted as you could figure out a way to animate this object and turn it into quite the special companion for the right buyer down the line.
Oh, really?
No. Oh no. Oh no, we already have one of those and it's somewhere.
What is?
A walking, talking dildo?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh my god.
We left it in Mechanus.
We did leave it in Mechanus. He
It's
requested
gotten
it. He
armor
took it from
plating
me.
since then.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Lasers come out of the top.
Nah, just one radiant blast. After it gets worked up enough.
Ooh.
It's like one of those Nerf guns that you gotta pump.
You have my curiosity. Though it would have to be in a very separate section of the tent. I can't have children seeing such thing. So. Well, he starts thinking about it. Give me a persuasion check.
Hi. I didn't invite you.
Every pet owner says from time to time, I didn't invite you.
This is my life. I just want some peanut butter jam waffles.
27. A prolific pet. In exchange for a little bit of arcane repertoire. Quite useful indeed. For gathering companions of your own in a far more innocent context. I dare say, in an attempt to perhaps tame some of those blatant perversions of yours. I'd be remiss if I didn't share some of these secrets. It's not all of them, it's just the spells, of course, and not all of them. I don't know if you'd be able to use all of them, but some of your companions may. A useful gift, a diverse gift, happily relinquished in exchange for. And he just randomly reaches into the bag and pulls forth a 27 inches of questionability, we'll say that. I'll figure out a way to make this thing talk. Or something, I don't know. Here's the book. I will find a box to put this in and wash my hands before I even consider getting started with enchanting. And he hands you a tome. That, as you open the inside cover, says, if you're reading this and it has not been handed to you by a small and eccentric gnome, this tome was stolen from a gnome by the name of Stibbles.
Stibbles. It's a very gnome name.
And I will send you some screenshots of the list of spells available in this particular book. Which again may be useful for a number of you guys. And in terms of making scrolls for this, maybe easier than trying to copy down and learn them outright.
I gotta go grab my my copy's over there.
Yeah, while Joe gets the spell, shall we do the break?
Yeah.
Said,
By
all
all
right.
means, because we are now a little past 2 hours in, you want to have the option to do it in the
We
morning
RP'd.
on the 27th in the RP.
Vanestra said, may I suggest then we RP to prep for the turret stuff. So essentially, RP pet shopping.
Yes, please.
By all means, the actual summoning stuff can happen in-game in the morning in the progress of the actual day. So if you want to...
Well, because I need to go get another mushroom anyways. I realized that if I'm going to have 3 people, I'm going to have to go get another mushroom.
Yeah.
The magic has to last longer, so I have to get an older mushroom.
Which means you have to hop back to Marquess.
No, I have to hop back to my house. I know that there's still mushrooms growing in Marquess because I left this portion growing in Marquess.
Which means they should have multiplied by now. It's been 2 years.
I've been cultivating those.
Mm-hmm. Piper still would like a sample to stick somewhere in her Ancapulus medicus to see if
But
it'll
it
do
needs,
something.
yeah, but it needs one of my actual ancestors in order to feed it.
Again, poke it with a stick. Do something. Poke it with.
So,
Sure, plants it.
look,
Pokes it with
I'm gonna get back into the game here. Ready, Joe?
If we can. We
Yes.
can. We can.
Looks over Echo. I thought that it would be good because you are not feeling well. If you had a pet that could stay with you in case of emergencies to tell us if something was wrong.
In-game service dog
Yeah,
sort of situation.
yeah, like a service cat. Kind of
Or
want a
dog,
service
or
cat
whatever. It's whatever I go would want though.
because we love that big orange
I
cat that
just-
comes in the game.
In the beast category, there is literally just cats. So that is an option. And they can still get
Well,
magically amplified by a number
we could
of
get
the other
him-
things.
Yeah, we could see if we could. We could find her a dire cat just to carry her in
Service
case something was
cat
happening.
doesn't sound plausible.
Why not? They have them in real life.
Hmm.
They tell you of emergencies like heart stopping and that kind of a thing.
Okay.
Cats can learn the same thing, so can horses. It's just for some reason everybody has a bias against cats.
I'm gonna assume that
They're,
Mac is
they are
overhearing
hard to
this
train.
conversation.
They're not as easy to train as a horse or a dog.
On another option, sort of a lesser intelligent cat folk. I have some of those in my menagerie as well. They are called Grimalkin. About the size of house cats, they prefer bipedalisms, and they do have a rudimentary knowledge of using tools. They
Oh
are
my
very
god, are these the
honorbound
Monster
things.
Hunter cats?
Not dissimilar, although again it's a lot simpler.
lot
in terms
tougher.
of in terms of
Calicos.
Yeah.
in terms
you
of
said?
intellectual capability.
Yeah, those.
They're scavengers.
Oh my-
They can speak normally to beasts, and they are loyal little shits. They're also quite prideful. But in terms of comparative intellectual capability, they are to a they are to a tabaxi what a kobold is to a dragonborn.
No.
Don't know what that means, but what do you think, love? What would you like?
Actually, they're a little simpler than what a kobold is to a dragonborn.
Aiko.
Are they capable of emotions and loving behavior, not just loyalty? Oh, yes.
Affection.
They're a bitch to train, though, but yes, they generally tend themselves toward affectionate ideals.
I feel like I could probably instill some training in them.
And so, should someone screw with you, they absolutely will cut a bitch.
Could get her a mount. Could carry her.
Dire cat.
Seems
Dire
she's
cats.
being carried quite well by that little machine wrapped around her legs.
We're getting her out of. If she had something to ride, she could get onto a tree faster. Or up a cliff faster.
I could
Away from danger.
fasten a grapple gun to it.
Why am I imagining a dire cat using a grapple gun?
No, it referring to her like mobility
I just
platform.
want to see a giant fuzzy mankeen. One of those big Mancoon cats.
Maine Coon.
Big long
On the subject of the
Mancoon.
Grimlokin, he does show off their enclosure, which it looks like, even just looking into the sort of dimensional slice that's inside of their cage, it looks like it's a small jungle-like or grassland
I'm
environment.
also going to message.
Let me grab a snippet of those guys.
Ooh.
I'm pretty much leaving this entirely up to Aiko, because Avery's Eldritch being can't brain.
I'd say as far as you, it's out of a number of options. What would you be most comfortable with Aiko having? But let me see here.
Big giant fluffy kitty. All I can see is her. I get to see that being a thing. Giant fluffy cat.
These are the
Oh my
Grimlokin.
god, an orange one too.
Oh my god!
The orange one.
It would be just like our fluffy friend.
And they can be tabby Grimlokin. That's just the example from the artwork.
Hmm.
Joe, I messaged you.
Looks like he's gonna challenge me to a interdimensional.
It's very
Duel.
simple, like tribal person speech. That may be a little presumptuous. Like very broken common, I would say.
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
There's also straight up cat, which has its own stat blocks. There's also, let me see here. Very devious artwork for a raccoon, so let's not go that route. Angry little bastard, my god.
Yeah, let's get her a Grimlokin.
Joe, I messaged you.
Are
Let's see, we'll go to the next category down, which is
I'd
monstrosity.
honestly
Which is a number
like
of
something that
cat-adjacent
could-
creatures.
I'd like something that's intelligent enough and dexterous enough with their hands to help with artificer's things.
What about a Tressum?
I don't know what that is.
Tressum
Remember the
is a
cat that
typical familiar,
Gale
but it-
has?
Yeah,
No, I don't remember that.
it's a house cat with wings.
Do they?
They can also
have...
they can have magical spells that are attached to them, like arcane hand or
Okay, maybe.
big floofer that flies. And they're super affectionate, which is nice. That is written into their description.
Resembling small ring cat. Oh yeah.
He does have those typical familiar options available.
If
And let's see.
But she is a mage, right? You said that she has magical capabilities.
She is a mage.
okay.
So that would be very common
be-
for her to find.
Mhm.
On a much larger option, it would not be the scale of a house cat. It's a medium-sized creature. There is also the Savannah Tetzelworm, which is it's a snake cheetah. Essentially.
Are you looking through the Tome of Beasts book?
No.
Me? Oh, him.
What are you looking through?
The book that I specifically have for this guy, which is Stibble's Codex of Companions.
Okay.
Ow. Ow. Ow.
I've said what I'm looking for is
You want to try the Grimmel Cannon and the Tressum?
is something that's dexterous enough to help out with machines, but
In terms of construct options, one of them is literally just animated glove.
yeah,
Which
that
apparently
doesn't
is
seem to have
chaotic
enough
neutral.
I'm not looking for Thing from the Addams Family.
I love Thing.
There is
If
also...
he doesn't want him, I want him. I have things sit on my head for the 6
There is
hours.
a fetchin, which,
I love fetching.
as I pointed out, he points out an enclosure with a series of eggs. Points at her, taps on one of the eggs, and it cracks open, and it is like an action figure-sized her.
How do you spell that? I'm trying to look it up. F-E-E-N.
Fetchen. I will send a snippet of the artwork now.
Yeah, it won't search for fetchin. I'm getting a whole lot of results for fetch, which
put
I guess is
D&D
like a
at the end?
spell. I am. It looks like it's a spell. And I say a whole lot of results. It's actually not a whole lot of
They are
results.
diminutive little versions of their creators.
Session art.
Formed for usually incredibly specific rituals, luckily for typically very vain adventurers. I could provide you the ingredients for making these.
King what side? Can't see them. I'm trying to find it, but this is a big book, and I don't know where to find it
Oh,
in.
the session art he already posted.
Is on page 15.
Oh, it's just a little mini me.
Yeah, like I said, action figure-sized construct. But that could make for really fine-tuned.
Guess so. It's
that
kind of
makes-
creepy though.
Yeah.
I'd rather have Thing than that.
Thing is awesome.
If you want something a little more integrated into her suit, this is less strictly a creature and more something that I found
what's
in
this
some of the
thing?
ancient
This
human ruins.
Balderdash. Go view in full screen. Come on. Shit! It went back to page 1. I gotta find it again.
Balderdash. It's basically claptrap.
Yeah.
What's a
I
class?
want to read about it. It's from Borderlands.
Its diet is electricity.
Balderdashes are a series of constructs constructed by some agency, often sold as guides and formats. All balderdash require a function is a burst of electric energy. With enough power, balderdash units are able to last hundreds of years. Oh my god, it's a literal claptrap. Enthusiastic personality.
So again, pretty much many of the entities in this book are a lot of the shit that he has in here
Ready.
for sale.
One sec, let me keep looking through these and I'll get back to you. Because being able to see these is helping.
That's fair.
Oh, Arthur has a pearl python. That's where that came from.
Yep.
Not Arthur,
Yeah.
Cosma.
Someone has one. Joe, can you link me this? I don't think I have this.
Vanestra already linked it.
Session
It's
call
in session art.
or session art. Wrong one.
Nom 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 nom.
Everything in this book is in Max Menagerie for sale.
Where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
Above the screenshots Vanestra just posted. And it's not all the pages, it's just pages 1 through 50, but still.
Didn't I give you guys the book?
I think, you know what, that may be available in Gilded as well, but I think Gilded might have gone defunct. But if it's still up, it may be worth checking in there. Otherwise, I might be able to grab the file and upload it into at least our shared notes that you as a DM had access to the stuff in there.
How do I make everything go dark mode? It's so bright.
I
My sister
know,
brightened. My
right?
sister brightened my screen.
Maybe you need it for your eyes.
I don't like Joe. It's
Blinded
too
by
bright.
the light.
It's hurting.
The light hurts us.
Joe, I don't
It
like bright
hurts
screen.
I know.
I hate it. It hurts my eyeballs.
Gummy bear ooze.
Yep.
Don't show the kiddos that one. They'll try to eat them.
There's an axolotl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in beasts, some of them are literally just normal.
There's a
ass
fucking flying spaghetti monster.
animals. Yep.
A
They're
skin.
living
For
teeth.
that one Spaghettorian campaign.
My god, this book's too good.
Yeah, again, everything in this book he has in here for sale.
Mm-hmm.
We also have another book, Joe.
He also accepts,
Suggestions.
well, he accepts alternative forms of payment, aside from just coin. Even though coin may be one of the more straightforward ways of getting something from him.
Oh my god. I have a question. How many fish pets has my child of the deep chosen for his aquarium?
Kid has had to increase the size of his aquarium already about 7 times. We'll put it that way.
I'm looking at me like, Mommy, please. Mommy, please.
More?
What I
Mommy,
find
more.
particularly adorable is the pygmy owlbear.
I want the pygmy owlbear. Oh, Charlotte has to pick a character, a thing. How do I make it bigger? How do I big screen you? There it is. Okay.
Yeah, I will tell you exactly which pet Charlotte picked.
Which one did she pick?
Scroll down in the beast category to piglet.
I'll just get there as I go through it.
You want to know why?
Why?
Charlotte's Web.
Oh my god. She's gonna name it Wilbur.
She
You also
still
said we could
doesn't
pick
grasp
anything out of the
spelling that
Tome of
much,
Beasts,
so
too.
Not anything out of the Tome of Beasts. Because Tome of Beasts, that gets into shit that's powerful enough that it's combat encounters.
Yes, but you said as long as they were small and they could be used as pets.
Yeah.
Those were the
Anything that would
stipulations you gave
classify
me.
As, believe I specified anything that would qualify in its description as usable as a familiar. That would qualify as something that could be used as a pet.
No, I have a couple that aren't, but they're just more dulcet. We changed their.
Docile.
Yeah.
Dulcet means it's
I'm tired.
buttery
Don't,
voice.
don't. Please.
Piper has a miniature owl dragon that's not sentient, unlike her children that are owl dragons, which is a weird Pluto Goofy situation.
Oh my god, I know exactly what Umakiku got. Umakiku got a Loftus.
One of these like non-corporeal things that could just possess some of the machines would be cool.
Which one
What
do
is
you
this?
think could go for?
I don't know. I'm having trouble. I'm looking.
Joe, can we
trying to sort through them.
Okay, I'm gonna miss.
Okay. I'd say, given how tired we are, and now that you guys have been basically given a storefront
Ow, my hip.
to meander over, I'd say you guys can, given how much I'm barely able to cling on right now anyway, probably look over that between sessions to confirm which ones you want to get.
Yeah.
Because that way also you'd be a little more awake for it too. So, how do we want to progress?
We could just hard cut it. It's I don't feel like that would be too out of place in this situation. Like next time on Forgotten Genesis, our party pick out their things.
I like how this thing, when you scroll, they switch
It actually
pages.
flips.
It actually flips the pages.
Amber.
Not gonna lie.
I'll say
Very thing.
this, actually. This will make it easy also for you guys getting your inspiration dice next week. Is the roleplay question will be, which pets did you decide to acquire from Mac? And you can even describe some specific physical quirks that they have that are a little different from the pages that they're described on. So like different fur coats, stuff like that. But that said, you guys are also getting set up with the room, so if there's anything you guys would like to do as you kind of return to bed in the interim.
I'm still looking through.
Okay. Because the